Noah, are you up here? Noah! Yo, Pops, like, what's happening? Excuse me? Dude, you called me, right? So, let's get on with it. What's up? Well, to begin with, who are you, and what have you done with our Noah? Just a little change in my image, dude. Got bored with waiting for God to shake up those lame humans. I see. And, according to Joanna and Granny, that change includes not only disrespecting Granny, but also taking chances of being seen moving by humans and disobeying your parents. Dude, just having a little fun. You hid on the top shelf out in the hallway and pushed books down on the secretary's head. And you shoved a wooden block from under that shelf right in front of the preacher. He tripped and nearly fell. You should have seen the look on their faces. You could have been seen. And if you're going to take chances like that, it should be in an attempt to help us be rediscovered, not just for some dangerous kind of fun. And your parents asked you to be nice to the mice, but Joanna saw you dropping books trying to squash them. Hey, my parents are trapped in a box, so what are they going to do about it anyway? And they don't even have to worry about the mice, protected by the box like they are and all. The Bible says children must obey their parents, and it doesn't say to only obey parents who can force you to do as they say. Yeah, well, whatever. And as far as the mice go, the Bible says to love your enemies. Is that like with gravy, dude? Like that was a joke, man. Yes, I got it, Noah. It's a good thing the Jews in captivity didn't get impatient. They didn't get mad because God didn't do things on their timetable instead of his. They didn't lose hope like you're doing. And if they had, their nation would have ceased to exist, and God had chosen them to bring the Messiah into the world. And Noah, they waited 70 years for freedom, not just a few years like we've had to wait. 70 years? Yup. There were a few of the Jews who had become content in Babylon and didn't go, but almost all of them went home. They kept hoping for 70 years? Yup. And after 70 years in captivity, God kept his promise, leading the Persian king to decree that the Jews could return to their promised land. They were to rebuild the temple and reestablish their nation. This was something that they'd wanted from the beginning of their captivity. They never gave up hope, and they stayed true to God the whole time. 70 years? When they got back, they started to rebuild the city wall and the temple, but then they ran into all kinds of resistance from the people who had been left in the land and who had married into the pagan nations around them. They got distracted and worked on their own houses. 2 prophets, Nehemiah and Ezra, got them back on track. They stayed true and kept hoping for 70 years? Yup, and in that 70 years, they finally learned their lesson. Never again did they, as a nation, turn away from God and worship idols. Gramps, I'm so sorry. I have been mad at God because he hadn't gotten the humans to take us back into service, and I wanted it to happen now. And since it didn't, I decided I didn't have to obey God or my parents, and I could do anything I wanted. I was wrong. I'll confess to God, and I'll do what my parents and he want from now on. Phew! I'm glad to hear that. I've been pretty worried about you. Thanks, Gramp. I really appreciate you setting me straight. But, Gramps? Yes? Do you think it'll be 70 years before we're put back into service? Well, I have no idea, Noah, but however long it is, we'll wait. Yes. Great is thy faithfulness, O God my Father. There is no shadow of turning with thee. Thou thou changes not, thy compassions, they fail not. Great is thy faithfulness, Lord, unto me. Great is thy faithfulness, great is thy faithfulness. Morning by morning, new mercies I see. All I have needed, thy hand hath provided. Great is thy faithfulness, Lord, unto me. Hey, Gramps, I think I better go comb my hair. Good idea.